Hello everyone, welcome. Today I will be showing you how to cut a flounce. A flounce comes in various sizes, but they are usually decorative and they look elegant on clothes. Now for this tutorial, I'll be cutting two from two different fabrics. So I have folded the two pieces of fabric I'm using. I folded them into two and I'm laying them on top of each other. So the first thing you have to do is to get the midpoint. The value of your midpoint depends on the length of the flounce that you're looking at getting. For me, I want a length of about 40 inches. So I have made my midpoint vertically and horizontally to be 10 inches. If you want a longer length, then you can increase the value of your midpoint. After getting the midpoint, the next thing is to determine the width of your flounce. What I want is 2.5 inches. Then you add an additional 1 inch to act as the hemming and the joining allowance. So in total, I am marking 3.5 inches around the midpoint. After doing that, the next thing is to draw it into a circle, just like this. Now you're going to draw two quadrants on the circle. From the midpoint, draw a line to your right and to the left. So basically, you're dividing the circle into half. Then the top half, divide it again into two. Now you have two quadrants. So for the right quadrant, mark the midpoint of this line and then mark 0.5 inch upward. After that, draw a slight curve. The next thing is to divide the left top quadrant into two, just like this. This point forms the beginning of the drafting of the flounce. Now what you do is to put the width of your flounce at the middle of the circle and then you draw it around. When you get to the curved area, you put that value on the curved area and then you draw around. So you keep marking the width of your flounce until you get to the beginning, which is this point. So when you get here, this circle that you have just drawn becomes the base. Put the value of your flounce on the circle that you have just drawn and then you mark it all around. Now what I'm going to do is to trace the markings all around so that I can see it well. After that, measure what you have to see if you have drawn enough. If not, you have to keep drawing. To measure, you put your tape measure on the circle, starting from that curved area, and then you place it all around the circle. At this point, I have 40, and this is the length of the flounce that I want. You have to ensure that when you're measuring your flounce, you still have another circle all around what you are measuring. Do not measure up to the end of the line that you have drawn. There must still be a circle all around it. That gives you a perfect measurement. Now what I am going to do is to cut out the circle carefully and neatly. Now when you get to the starting point, you have two options. You can cut this way or this way. It depends on how you want the tip of the flounce to be. So just for illustration purposes, I am going to cut it out this way first. And I'll cut it out at the end as well. This is the flounce. Now to make the tip of the flounce sharp or a bit narrow, you trace it out like this. That was what I was trying to explain earlier. So you see, you can as well do the same at the end, like this. You see how neat it is? So I have 4 layers here. This means that you can cut as many layers of flounce as you need, as long as your fabric is on fold. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.